Okay. Hi, YouTube. Good to have you with us. Welcome. That light out. There we go. Okay. That's good. Hello, hello. I just see Steph in YouTube so far. Come on, YouTube people. Get on in here. So, pardon me. Hi, Vincent. Vincent Hall. Walking on. Let me get my D Live up too. Pop up that chat. Here we go. Now I got y'all. All right. Yeah, sorry. Get it together already. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I had a long night. And I had to, in addition to updating Zoom, while Zoom was updating, I was also setting up my lights. So I apologize that it took so long. I know I should have done that beforehand, but I just I was sleeping right up to the last second when the alarm woke me up for Zoom. So, but anyway, I was exhausted because I had quite an interesting day yesterday. As I mentioned the other day, I was out on a job filming an interview. I was not doing the interviewing; I was just doing the filming. But yes, it was with someone. With someone interesting. I couldn't tell y'all before because I wasn't sure, but I think it's okay to mention it now. It's going to end up on a Fox News documentary. I don't know if it's probably Fox Nation, but I don't know. It could be the regular Fox. I'm not sure. It was an interview with Todd Lyons, the director of ICE. I got to go into the headquarters, and we interviewed him like in the parking garage. It was a really cool setup, actually. In the in their like internal parking garage, like really kind of like dark and dramatic. And they set up two like fresh looking, like freshly wrapped ICE vehicles, like big SUVs behind them with like the ICE logo on the side. We lit those up a little bit. We lit up the ICE logos on the sides of the vehicle in the background behind them, and had him up front with the vehicles in the background. Couple cameras. I actually haven't looked at the footage yet. I was just offloading it, like also at the same time while I was doing the lights in the Zoom. So I gotta. Oh, actually. Yeah, I'm on a time crunch here, so I'm gonna be transcoding that footage in the background here. Getting it ready while we're doing the show. It's on a schedule. Gotta get it ready. Gotta get it out. But anyway, so in addition to it just being generally fascinating because it was an interview with the director of ICE, like, whoa, cool. Some crazy shit happened yesterday. I did not know that some crazy shit happened yesterday until midway through the interview, when he got a phone call. His butt started buzzing, and I mean that had happened a few times already. He'd gotten a call, but he just ignored it. This one, however, he took. This one he took. He saw, picked up the phone, saw who it was, and had to run off. Ripped off the microphone, ripped off the little wireless lav, and ran off with the security team. Security was wild, by the way. It was pretty cool. I'm not going to get into detail about any of that because I don't want to divulge anything I shouldn't, just to keep everyone safe and so on and so forth. But yeah, he ran off and took a call. Turned out it was from Stephen Miller, none other than Steve Miller himself, calling on behalf of the White House to fill him in on, all the stuff that happened. Crazy stuff. The like the, what do you call it? The shooting in Virginia here, and then the Michigan thing at the synagogue. Yeah. So, needless to say, it was obviously an interesting interview. He came back after that and finished up, a few more minutes, and had to get back to doing work. But it was really cool. After I find out when and where it's going to be broadcast or uploaded, streamed, I will let you all know so you can go see the interview. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was fun. So let me see here. Let's get this set up. Let me see if I tagged anything. Oh, and I gotta get my sound shared here for everybody. All right, that should be good. Oh shit! Someone, I haven't actually watched it yet, but someone actually confronted Jake Lang. No shit.
Hey guys, there was someone over there that wanted to know when the last time you made a girl come was. Is that something
Whoa, okay. Well, that's getting...
you can answer?
Hey, asshole. Somebody just threw a bomb at me. You fucking ignorant scum. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. I'm gonna tell the police right now.
I'm gonna call police. I don't like...
Oh, is it just this guy talking? Yeah, I don't care about that. Never mind. Boring. Skip. That guy's obnoxious, by the way. This Tizzy...
There's someone over
Tizzy whatever. Every bit as obnoxious as Jake Lang. Like, yeah. Worst corner of the internet ever. Anything else? This is fascinating. NVIDIA is apparently going to be spending 26 billion with a B dollars to build the world's best open source models. That's interesting. Especially if they mean, like, if they truly mean open source, not just open weights, which is similar but different. Not as open, I guess. But that would be an interesting move. They pull it off reasonably well. It would definitely be preferable to cloud models sucking up all of your data and everything about you. I much prefer having it on device, right here. Not going out onto the internet, all owned by me, all at home. No data leaking out. No reading my thoughts. Just me. So bravo to them if they're serious about that. That's a good move. Very good move. They're also partnering with Palantir, which sounds to let me see if I can find it. Create an AI operating system, I think is what they said. Yeah, partnered to create a new AI operating system, and everyone's like freaking out about it because, you know, AI and Palantir and which I know, like, yeah, Palantir does, like, obviously, they're involved in some potentially dark shit, for sure. Could be used for dark purposes. Could be used for good purposes, too. Just all depends on the person behind the wheel, which is kind of the scary part, right? But in this case, it's not... I mean, this is basically, like, the gist of it is they're trying to create local on-premise AI systems for enterprise, business, government, nonprofits. So basically the same thing. It's like privacy oriented, on-premise, not being sent out to the cloud for customers that really need privacy, like law firms, government, medical. It's the smart business move because it's going to be a serious market. Important. Keeping things private in the era of AI, like cloud shit's not the answer. They're using it to build because it's convenient for that, I think. But it seems, well, there you go. They put it right up at the top. The future of AI is on-prem, and I'd say so. It's part of the businesses I've been like trying to build here in the background. That's exactly what the focus is on-premise AI. Interesting to see them launch this. Like, things are moving in that direction. So, good time to get into the market. So NVIDIA will be supplying GPUs, Palantir the software. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? No. I think we did. Yeah, we did all these yesterday. Oh, this is an interesting one. Freaking Sam Altman of OpenAI.
Fundamentally, our business, and I think the business of every other model provider, is going to look like selling tokens. You know, they may come from bigger or smaller models, which makes them more or less expensive. They may use more or less reasoning, which also makes them more or less expensive. They may be running all the time in the background trying to help you out. They may run only when you need them if you want to pay less. They may work super hard, you know, spend tens of millions, hundreds of millions, someday billions of dollars on a single problem that's really valuable. But we see a future where intelligence is a utility like electricity or water, and people buy it from us on a meter and use it for whatever they want to use it for. The demand that we see for that.
He wants to go the other direction. Between the two, I'll take NVIDIA and Palantir like any day.
It's going to continue to just go like this. And
that's coming from someone who is now subscribed to OpenAI's coding platform.
If we don't have enough, we either can't sell it, or the price gets really high and it, you know, kind of goes to rich people, or
that's true. I mean,
and it, you know, kind of goes to rich people, or society makes a bunch of sort of central planning decisions that I think almost always go badly about, you know, we're going to use our limited compute supply for this and not that.
He's not wrong about that.
The best thing to me throughout all the history of capitalism, innovation, whatever you want, is to just flood the market.
Yeah.
Interesting. That part, I That part's interesting. That's an interesting argument. They're definitely doing that. Like I mentioned the other day, these companies, not just OpenAI, but especially OpenAI right now, but they're all doing it to some extent. They're massively underpricing their product to, as he's just said, flood the market. They are. I don't even want to guess at how much they're underpricing, but it's a lot. Like if you I think I've seen some posts from people who have calculated the, a rough estimate of the amount of power usage based on their usage of OpenAI's product, and they can estimate roughly the real world energy costs based on that, and it's astronomical compared to the price that they're charging. They're massively undercharging on this. They're losing money big time for a reason. Partially, I think what he mentioned there, but I think there are other reasons too. They at the heart of it is the fact that they need all your data. They need you. They need everyone out there feeding them all their thoughts, all their prompts, all their interactions with AI now, tying it into personal computers, to desktops, getting all of, like with this open claw shit that has become, an explosion in the tech circles, even beyond that. Just if you're in small business, if you run a small business, you probably heard of open claw by now. I know I've talked about it, but just outside of me, it basically is a harness that allows any chatbot, LLM, AI of your choice to connect to your PC and perform functions on it. Literally anything, like access to the, like, the deepest parts of your PC through terminal. It can do anything. It can wipe your freaking computer if you let it. Ideally, you should not do that, of course, but it can do anything. So of course, along with all that, it's got to, take in and output a lot of data about how it's interacting with your PC, like all the tool calls it's doing, all the skills it's got to build in order to interact with browsers, your files. It builds up a memory system of all of your interactions, all the things that it's learned, all of the the projects that you're working on with it, all of the, kind of an index of all the files on your PC, especially the ones that are important to its uses. And all of that is going to get like fed back and forth with if you're using ChatGPT with their system. So they're gathering all of that and using it to train even better models. They're basically underpricing in order to buy without saying it outright, but effectively they're buying your data by pricing it so low. And eventually, the day is going to come where they can't keep doing that, and they're going to have to bring the price up to an actual realistic level. And unfortunately for a lot of people, by that point, they're going to be hooked, like literally hooked in, wired into the system, so dependent on it that if they're forced to, bump down to a lower price tier that doesn't take care of all their needs, like they're screwed. Or if they just can't afford it at all, and they have to pull it and go back to the old way of operating, that's can put people in a really bad spot. So just a word of warning: don't become too dependent on it. It's a great time to use it to build and accomplish things while it's so cheap. Great time to get into business and use it to help you to launch a business. But you better make sure that you know how to run that business on your own. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm taking advantage of that low price shit, man. Like spending $200 a month for something that's worth probably like a couple thousand a month. No brainer. It's a no brainer, man. Like, so I'm trying to use it to build stuff while I can, while it's still so cheap. But I'm trying to keep in mind the whole time that I better know how to function without it, or at least be able to switch all of those functions over to a local AI that I don't have to pay for out the ass, every month. I own it. That's just the reality of the situation, man. This is the world we're heading into. I think people that don't at least in some way avail themselves of the tools available they're gonna be left behind, as he said there. It's gonna get crazy. I feel bad for people that don't interface well with technology.
Or
this
the
is,
price gets
this is like the worst time possible to be in that position. Especially this year. I think this year is going to be unlike any before it, when it comes to the tech field. You just watch all this agentic AI stuff. That's all coming to fruition this year. And I don't even know what it's going to look like by the end of 2026. But, actually, I think I saw Karp commenting on a lot of this lately here. Not that one. Yeah, this one.
The one
Listen to this.
industry has to support the warfighter. The one thing, though, that I think even now is underestimated by all actors in industry, and including in Silicon Valley, is how disruptive these technologies are. If you are going to disrupt the economic and therefore political power significantly of one party space, highly educated, often female voters who vote mostly Democrat, and military and working class people who do not feel supported, and you feel like you believe that that's going to work out politically, you're in an insane asylum. Like, that you cannot have it. This technology disrupts humanities trained, largely Democratic voters, and makes their economic power less, and increases the economic power of vocationally trained, working class, often male voters, and so these disruptions are going to disrupt every aspect of our society. And to make this work, we have to come to an agreement of what it is we're going to do with the technology. How are we going to explain to people who are likely going to have less good and less interesting jobs from their perspective? And how is it that we are going, and by the way, on the military thing, these technologies are dangerous societally. The only justification you could possibly have would be that if we don't do it, our adversaries and will do it, and we will be subject to their rule of law. So if you decouple this from the support of the military, you're going to have an enormous problem explaining to the American people why is it that we're absorbing the risk of disrupting the very fabric of our society, including the most powerful parts of our society, if it's not because it's about maintaining our ability to be American in the near term and long term. And
Yep. Karp's an interesting character. Someone to pay attention to.
but there's one conspiracy theorist, you may hate this, but there's one person protecting your right to be a conspiracy theorist that actually has a seat at the table, and that person is me. You may not want to hear that truth, but it is fucking true. And maybe do a little more reading before you pontificate on your absurd and obviously ill-informed and many times stupid opinions. Okay. So, because like you're attacking the person who's protecting you, idiot. It's like fucking so stupid.
He's a weird guy, but out of the lot, he's not so bad. When it comes to the crowd that he's a part of, I'd much rather him. He's a smart guy. Him and Palmer Lucky's another one from the neo-tech billionaire crowd that I quite like. Okay, let's see. This is sad. 4 U.S. service members killed when a refueling aircraft crashed in Western Iraq on Thursday. Wonder, like, what happened here?
This crash in Iraq was a refueling plane, and officials are clear to say there was no enemy fire involved, no friendly fire involved. An investigation is continuing. 4 U.S. service members killed in the crash in Western Iraq yesterday. A search underway, a rescue operation for the 2 remaining crew members. And President Trump today warning about massive U.S. military activity in Iran ahead over the next 24 hours. The president posting Iran's Navy is gone, their Air Force is no longer. Missiles, drones, and everything else are being decimated, and their leaders have been wiped from the face of the earth. We have unparalleled firepower, unlimited ammunition, and plenty of time. Watch what happens to these deranged scumbags today. Israel also striking overnight multiple waves of attacks, some of them targeting the plainclothes security forces of the Basij, which have set up checkpoints around Tehran. Prime Minister Netanyahu cautioning that the time for Iranian civilians to rise up against this regime may not yet have arrived.
Oh, cool. All right. Looks like Boost Amy made a video. You just posted this morning for, I don't know, is it like an anniversary video, like or like in remembrance of people we've lost over the years and some other stuff. Cool. Okay. Yeah, give me a second. I want to play that for everyone. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, we will definitely play that. All right. I gotta see if I can pick it up here. And what channel it's in there. Okay. Oh my gosh. Dealing with that link. All right. I gotta like, give me a second. Deep thoughts here. I don't know why she does this. Is that it? Yeah, okay, cool. There we are. Oh no, so it's Discord that's breaking the link, I guess. That's so weird. It wasn't the dots? How goofy. I don't know why it doesn't just hyperlink. Sorry, give me a sec. Come on. Paste. No. On now. Text. Oh, for the love. Okay. There we go. There it is. All right. Beautiful. 5 minutes, so I will be back in a few. I'm gonna pop off so you guys can watch.
Started in a living room, January 18. Pamphlet and iron rated fair, just a husband-wife team. 92 viewers tuned in, hearts on fire for truth. From small screen to big fight, never backing down, go Troops. Who do 100K on YouTube's wild ride, till the censors came crashing. We never die, patriots so fast. 24/7, 365, always on. Red pill revelations, truth from dusk till dawn. News that's raw and real, politics on blast. Big city scandal, small town gossip fast. Coffee and Q, and I'm sticking deep. Each dropping lies to within and into this keep. Digital warrior, family at our core. Jesus win for believers. Welcome on, let's roll. Patriot soapbox, with a free voice this soar. Coffee pots brewing, eyes on the screen so bright, and us breaking down drives through the dead of night. Viewers in that car, pulling over for the stream, chatting live, dropping links, sources in the beam. Breaking news hits hard, lurking while you chore. Stickers flying, gets flats, open all the doors from USA to Canada, Thailand, England too. Volunteers keep it rolling. This fight belongs to you. Patriots so far. 24/7, 365, always on. Red pill revelations, truth from dusk till dawn. News that's raw and real, politics on blast. Big city scandals, small town gossip fast. Coffee and Q, and I'm sticking deep. Each dropping lives to within, and it's what it's keep. Digital warriors, family at our core. Jesus win for believers. Welcome on, let's roll. Patriot soapbox, with a free voices soul. We're a family forged in pixels, battle side by side. Remembering those who left us, hosts and chatters with pride. They lit the way, they held the line. This spirit lingers here in every stream and every chat. Their voice is crystal clear. No big tick change can hold us. No shutdown kills the flame. Come rain or shine, we're live. Patriot soapbox, the name. Patriot soapbox, 24/7, 365. Never off, never gone. Coffee and Q and arms, keeping on and on. Food with thought and tunes, politics and grace. From every corner of the globe, we claim Zip sling striped and left and right. Digital warriors united, fighting for the light. Jesus wins for those who believe, but all are welcome near. Patriot soapbox, patriot soapbox. Pamphlet ready, started it still right. Coffee brewing, drops dropping, family strong. Keep streaming, keep fighting. This is where we belong. Patriot soapbox, patriot soapbox. Started in a living room.
All right. There we go. Okay. Make sure I'm back here. Yeah. All right. Oh. Sound coming through on Zoom. Turn that up a little bit. Okay. There we go. Yeah. All right, let's go over here. Oh, and by the way, fantastic, Amy. Way to go. Thank you. It was very cool. If you happen to be listening, if you're out there. But if not, y'all gotta holler at her next time she's on and tell her she did a fantastic job with that. So I'm assuming that's well, obviously, like the song itself, AI was used for that, but she must have used for a lot of the other stuff too. The video, it's pretty cool, pretty incredible what just one person can do. Just even as a layperson, you don't even really have to know that much. I mean, you got a bit of a learning curve, sure, especially to get good at it, like anything. But if you take the time, like it's wild what you can do. I'm coding websites. I'm doing it all, man. You could be too. Just got to put in time. Anyone can do it too. Any one of you could be doing it. It really doesn't take that much. I had minimal coding experience before this, but you could do it with none. As long as you're willing to learn. The only thing you really have to learn is the basics of like how a coding workflow goes. Like when do you when you save a feature that you've added, and when you merge it into the main project, or when you branch it, all the kind of ins and outs of how a basic coding workflow goes, and that doesn't take much outside of just the framework of knowing how, like from a managerial kind of overseer aspect, how things work, which you can learn in less than a day. You can pick that up in less than an hour, really. That's all you got to know. The AI these days is fully capable of coding like shockingly good websites and applications of any kind, apps for phones, Windows, Mac. You just got to kind of oversee the process and make sure at each step that you test what it's done test the feature, make sure it's implemented well, and then just tell it, yep, okay, you did good on that. Move on to the next step. And that's it. And soon enough, you won't even have to really do that. You can just kind of give it general guiding, lists of features that you want added, and just let it go. You're pretty much there already. It's just you want to make sure you're testing it here and there throughout the process. It's nuts, man. It's a lot of fun. I have to say I've had a lot of fun, like playing with it and just seeing what I can build with it. It's a blast. A lot of fun, man. All right, I think we just did that. Here's the Virginia incident, ODU.
Police say they started getting phone calls about an active shooter at ODU's campus around 10:43 a.m. yesterday. By 10:50, that suspect was dead, taken down by a group of ROTC students. So we know the police identified the suspect as 36-year-old Mohammed Jallo, a former Virginia National Guardsman. While authorities had not mentioned a motive, they say Jallo had wanted to conduct an attack similar to the 2009 shooting in Fort Hood, Texas. Jallo was convicted by the Justice Department.
In 2016, Jallo was arrested and pled guilty for attempting to provide material support to ISIL, now known as ISIS. Jallo was sentenced to prison in October 2017 and was released from prison in 2024.
In a letter asking for leniency in that 2016 case, Jallo says he felt the need to give back to the U.S. after starting college at ODU, and shortly after he joined the National Guard. Now FBI Director Kash Patel says the agency is investigating this shooting at ODU as an act of terrorism. Investigators say Jallo shouted Allahu Akbar for opening fire.
I'd like to acknowledge the students who showed extreme bravery and courage by containing the containing the shooter and stopping further loss of life. There were students that were in that room that subdued him. They basically were able to terminate the threat.
Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw was killed in this attack. He was an Army ROTC instructor and had enlisted in 2003 as an aviation operations specialist. The Secretary of the Army says both people hurt were Army personnel.
Okay. Trump talking about Iran. What do we got? We're totally destroying the terrorist regime of Iran militarily, economically, and otherwise. Yet, if you read the failing New York Times, you would incorrectly think that we are not winning. Iran's navy is gone, their air force is no longer, missiles, drones, and everything else are being decimated, and their leaders have been wiped from the face of the earth. We have unparalleled firepower, unlimited ammunition, and plenty of time. Watch what happens to these deranged scumbags today. They've been killing innocent people all over the world for 47 years. And now I, as the 47th president of the United States, am killing them. Whoa. What a great honor it is to do so. When was this posted? This morning, I guess? Let me see. Just want to make sure he wasn't talking about like yesterday or something and I missed. I gotta go to True Social. Oh, so it was after midnight. So 12:30 last night. And he said what again? He said, watch what happens today? Yeah, watch what happens to these. So it's got to be today. So something's going to happen today. We'll see. I don't know. Jesse Waters eviscerates Democrats' latest hoax. What do we got? Hegseth ate the Atlantic. What? Huh?
Democrats took a look at the Pentagon budget.
Oh yeah, they're whining about like him buying steak and seafood for the troops or something. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And they're going nuts. They think Hegseth ate the entire Atlantic Ocean.
$6.9 million for lobster tail. He spent more in the month of September than most countries on Earth spend in their defense.
Well, do you believe
all for himself? Lobster tails?
Do you believe
while our troops are eating MREs?
No. Do you believe the Secretary of Defense is personally eating all the lobster?
Wait, he can't eat 16? Oh, really? The troops are getting lobster?
Frequently in theater.
My God.
Troops who are going to war.
Oh, my God.
Great meal. You know that.
They're getting lobster. You are so
full of it. You're killed over this. You're going to get killed over this. Pistol Pete's in excellent shape for a guy who's eaten 750,000 lobster tails.
Hegseth claimed his focus was going to be on warfighting and lethality, but it sure seems like his actual priorities are very different. So the Pentagon seems a lot more focused on fancy meals and high-end instruments than laying out concrete goals for the war in Iran, which might explain why no one seems to know what we're actually doing there. No wonder Hegseth always looks miserable. He's 24/7 meat constipated. That's the face of a man warfighting with his colon.
God, this is so weird.
The party that spent billions on sex changes in Guatemala and says...
This is so ridiculous. Like, what an absurd narrative to work its way through the media. Like, bizarre. Oh, so the Dems are complaining about it just generally. It's not just the media. I think they'd have more important things to concern themselves with. I mean, I mean, really, you're concerned with costs? I get the fuck off. No, you are not. That is such a minuscule drop in the, not just the bucket, the ocean. Like, get out. I'm all for it. Let them eat well. Cuba will release 51 people from prison. Unexpected move amid pressure from Trump. Interesting. Which people? Like foreign people? Foreign prisoners? Or like political prisoners? What? Okay, would release 51 people from the island's prisons. Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a statement that the release will take place in the coming days. It cast the release as an act of goodwill stemming from the country's close relationship with the Vatican, which has helped broker prisoner release deals and U.S.-Cuba normalization talks in the past. Government did not identify who it would release. Weird. All right. Except to say that all have served a significant part of their sentence and have maintained good conduct in prison. So political prisoners? Or, no, it wasn't immediately known if any of the people that the government plans to release are political prisoners. Nonprofit Prisoners Defenders has said there were about 1,214 political prisoners in Cuba as of last month. So maybe we'll see soon. 85-year-old Rep. Democrat Jim Clyburn announced earlier today he will run for an 18th frickin' term in Congress after being asked to stay on by Hakeem Jeffries. 80 frickin' 5.
For you here, Jim Clyburn, the congressman from South Carolina. So he had an
He don't look too bad for 85.
announcement today. I thought he was going to say he might not run for re-election. I thought he was
Let's
going
hear
to
him.
retire. There's a lot of tension, of course, between the
I mean, it depends on the person, I guess, but
generations on Capitol Hill, especially.
it's getting up there, dude.
He is 85 years old, and he is announcing that he is going to run for re-election. How will that go down on the Hill?
Going to keep that run going. He was the kingmaker in the 2020 election, remember? That Biden.
The queenmaker, really.
Yeah, well, that Biden endorsement got him out of the primary. So.
And got Kamala Harris into the vice presidency.
Ew. NASA aims to launch 4 astronauts on Artemis lunar mission on April 1st, really. Don't worry, they'll delay it again. I mean, just going by the past, I don't know how many attempts there have been at this point. April Fool's Day, huh? All right. I mean, I guess you got to launch when conditions are right, so can't pick the date. This one we watched, is this the... Yeah, same one. Senate again blocks DHS funding measure on test vote. Vote was 51-46. Needed 60 yeas. Nope. First look at Google Maps major AI upgrade with new Ask Maps and 3D navigation tools. Y'all got some shit to fix with that first before you think about turning in that direction. Like, that app sucks. It's horrible. It's I don't know what y'all's experience with Google Maps is, but nah, I hate it. I literally hate its guts. It sucks ass. Sends me off to La La Land, stupid directions, gets turned around. Just does retarded shit on a regular basis. I don't know if it's just because Google don't like me or if it's just that their app sucks. Not sure. I yell at it, so maybe it hears me and just decides to fuck with me. Yeah, I've been trying Waze lately, J9Z, and just Apple Maps. Apple Maps is decent. It's missing a lot of the features that Google Maps unfortunately has that I like searching restaurant ratings and stuff like that, reviews. But it's decent. Yeah, Apple Maps is okay. Same with Waze. All right, what do we got here? Eric Swalwell rents a room linked to former staffer in order to claim California residency. What a loser. Yeah, his primary residence has been DC for years. And then he got caught, got called out on it. And now he's just pretending to have an apartment that he's renting from a staffer. It's cute. Yeah, skirt the law, baby. Swalwell used his attorney's address as his home address on the candidate intention statement, signed under penalty of perjury. Yep, not only should he be forced to withdraw, but he should face charges. Abso-freaking-lutely he should. They would do it to one of us in a second. Democrats panic over Swalwell residency doubts as rival demands he quits race. Ooh. Red flags. Swalwell's claims about living in a rented California home have raised red flags among members of the state Democratic Party after multiple neighbors at his supposed home of 9 years have never seen or met him. It's almost like he doesn't live there. Claims he's lived since 2017 with another family in a 1,350 square foot Livermore home owned by the sister-in-law of his political mentor Tim Spronty. Oh, what a load of shit. 5 neighbors failed to identify Swalwell on Wednesday when the Post showed them a picture of the congressman and identified him by name. I've never seen him, said Gita Prusty, who noted she's lived there for 5 years. Lauren Antony, age 19, lives in a house 2 doors down from Swalwell's listed address, but she told the Post she had never seen him after being shown his picture. When asked how long she had lived on this street, she said, all of my life. Dang, buddy. 2 doors down. Never seen him. Lived there all her life. Swalwell's unusual housing arrangement in his East Bay district as well as frequent campaign spending on luxury hotels in and around his district, have brought the congressman's claims to California residency under fire. Yeah, they're bullshit. Wow. The home on Wednesday had running shoes strewn across the doorstep, an upside-down container of cottage cheese left in the yard. Okay. And faded patio chairs placed near the doorstep next to a fire pit table. Behind a chain-linked fence, a German shepherd barked. Okay. State law requires a candidate for California governor to be a resident for 5 years, immediately preceding the election. And residency is generally defined as a fixed place where a person lives and intends to remain. I don't think that meets the definition for him. Nope. Nope. These people never seen him. Like, what? We're expected to believe that he lives in this shithole? Where is this shithole? Show me the place again. One of these houses with another family. With his entire family. 2 families. No. Bullshit. Treasury Department taking action to stabilize global energy markets, including using restrictions on Russian oil already at sea. Okay, let's see.
For moves, and officials here have to look elsewhere in the world for some oil, and they have found it on some tankers that are full of sanctioned Russian oil. It is sanctioned, of course, because Russia will not stop the war in Ukraine. So the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, is saying this. POTUS is taking decisive steps to promote stability in global markets and working to keep prices low as we address the threat and instability posed by the terrorist Iranian regime.
Ridiculous. Those fucking pipes, man. Sorry, YouTube. Let me see if I can get that to cut out. Most obnoxious thing. Sorry, y'all in D-Live might not hear it, but every time someone in this house uses any water anywhere upstairs, the pipes in the walls here just go. It's obnoxious. Ridiculous. Okay. Well, we're going to try that. Okay. Sorry. There we go. Okay. That's cutting it out. All right. So, all right, bear with me here. Alrighty. Hopefully that'll take care of it. and prevent that from let's see. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that'll give you guys some better audio out there on YouTube. Prevent that bullshit from happening. So freaking annoying. All right, let's see what we got here. We'll continue with this one.
Global reach of existing supply, U.S. Treasury is providing a temporary authorization to permit countries to purchase Russian oil currently stranded at sea. This narrowly tailored short-term measure applies only to oil already in transit and will not provide significant financial benefit to the Russian government. There's two other levers that they are going to pull. They might waive the Jones Act, which says that only U.S. flagged ships can go from U.S. port to U.S. port, and they do plan to tap the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
We will simultaneously sell this oil in the near term when it's needed and buy long-term oil, meaning say 12 months down the road, and we'll pull out 170 million barrels and we'll put back in 200 million barrels in the next year. So we'll actually have more oil in our SPR a year from now than we do today.
What in the hell? Audio is behaving bizarrely. Yeah, what the hell? Sorry, this is just... I don't get it. I don't know what this damn thing's doing. So weird. Let's try that. Maybe that'll fix it. Hopefully. Okay. All right, we're gonna try that and see how that works. See what's up next here.
Aboard a Southwest flight in Miami was arrested
Unruly passenger on a Southwest flight.
after an altercation with an off-duty officer. According to police, the man became disruptive while passengers were boarding the flight bound for Colorado. The off-duty officer told police that the man pushed him as he was trying to control the belligerent man. The man has been charged with 1 count of battery and 1 count of disorderly intoxication. An unruly passenger on board a Southwest flight in Miami was arrested.
All right. Audio's better now. That's good. Senate passes a major housing affordability bill by Elizabeth Warren and Tim Scott. Birth tourism raises national security concerns. CCP has been encouraging pregnant women to fly to the U.S. to give birth. Whoa. No thanks. Ugh.
Welcome back. I'm Tiffany Meyer. The Chinese Communist Party has been encouraging pregnant women to fly to the U.S. to give birth and obtain American citizenship for their children and then return with them to China. This according to experts and lawmakers who expressed the national security implications of the practice in Washington, D.C. NTD correspondent Jason Blair has more.
China is engaging in industrial-scale exploitation of birthright citizenship in the United States.
Peter Schweitzer, president of the Government Accountability Institute, says that the Chinese Communist Party is informing Chinese citizens that a child born on U.S. soil is considered a U.S. citizen and encourages so-called birth tourism to America.
More than 1,000 companies we've identified. What they will do for a fee of about $80,000 to $100,000 is arrange for them to fly to the United States, get them through customs, arrange for the medical procedure. The child is born. Once the child is able to fly, flies back to China, where it will be raised in the People's Republic of China under the auspices of the CCP.
Schweitzer and Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt both raised concerns about the national security implications this has.
Chinese government believes over the last 13 years, on average, roughly 50,000 children have been born in the United States every year. Experts like Professor Salvatore Barbonis, he believes is closer to 100,000 a year. Bottom line is we are looking at between 750,000 and 1.5 million.
I don't know what it means to have 1.5 million technically U.S. citizens who are living in China and being raised in China who theoretically could come back here and vote and contribute to political candidates.
On Tuesday, Senator Schmidt, Schweitzer, and other Senate lawmakers also discussed this concern on Capitol Hill.
And we are seeing the advertising of this in Russia and in China. People that are our adversaries that want to get in, want to have a child that is a citizen, want to have that social security number.
These companies all instruct Chinese women who want to do this in the United States that when you come to the United States, lie on your visa. Do not say you're coming for a medical procedure.
And I think that's important to note right there. They are instructed how to game the system.
President Trump has issued an executive order ending birthright citizenship for illegal immigrants or foreigners temporarily present in the U.S. The order is currently blocked while court cases play out. The Supreme Court is scheduled to hear arguments on this in April, with a decision expected in June or July. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Jason Blair, NTD News.
All right. All right, just adjusting settings a bit further here. Okay. There's Steve Miller.
Deputy Chief of Staff and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller. All right, Mr. Miller, tell us about the progress of Operation Epic Fury.
Well, I think it's important for your viewers, Jesse, and the American people to know that there's never in history been a more total asymmetric, one-sided annihilation of the enemy than you are witnessing that is unfolding right now in Iran. Iran has long been feared by all the nations of the Middle East. It's long been believed to be one of the great military powers of the region, and yet the United States, under President Trump's leadership, has annihilated their navy, has annihilated their missile capabilities, has dealt devastating strikes to the IRGC and their command structure, has taken out, in collaboration and coordination with Israel, their nation's sinister leadership and command structure. It has been a complete wipeout of their capacity to unleash violence on the world. And we are in the process right now of degrading their entire military industrial base so that they cannot resume creating and building these weapons that not only could reach Europe, that not only could reach our military bases, but that someday could reach the mainland United States. So this has been, by every definition, an unprecedented military success against a regime that since 1979 has exported nothing but bloodshed and violence and claimed countless American lives.
Where does the administration stand on the objective of regime collapse? And are they satisfied with the current quote-unquote leadership, Ayatollah Jr.? I mean, we don't even really know if he's alive.
It's important to understand that, again, the leadership class of this evil regime has been wiped out. Nobody has seen the Ayatollah Jr. Nobody has seen proof of life. He didn't show his face on a TV camera. All we have is a statement that is purported to belong to him as a symbol and a signal of how degraded this regime is. And again, we are talking about how in a matter of days, a regime that has terrorized and menaced the world, that has used missiles to blackmail the world, has been degraded and has been set back to a degree that few thought possible. Ship after ship sunk, launcher after launcher destroyed, outpost after outpost, command center after command center taken off the map. So this has been a huge success for America, but the president is continuing to move forward to further annihilate, obliterate, and destroy the regime's capacity to threaten American interests around the world.
So when he sees the strait close and oil prices go to 100, what does the president feel about that? Like, what is his posture there?
Well, it underscores above all else, Jesse, how this was the last chance that the United States had to take action against the regime that was planning and plotting to kill Americans and that had the ability to strangle, if it wished, global commerce in the future, backed by long-range missiles, backed by nuclear weapons. So just, again, as a thought experiment, imagine if this regime that right now, weaker than ever before, imagine if that regime instead had nuclear weapons, instead had long-range missiles that could reach an American city, instead was rich with cash. Remember, Obama put them on a path to enrich them with tens of billions of dollars and have a nuclear weapon right now. A rich regime that controls commerce through the Strait of Hormuz and has nuclear weapons, has long-range weapons. Think about what a terror that would be to global commerce and to the world. So what instead you have is a dying regime, a decaying regime, a thrashing regime that is engaged in terrorism in the Strait of Hormuz. But let's be very clear. The United States, not Iran, has the staying power. Why? Iran produces 2% of the world's oil. America, under President Trump, is the #1 producer of oil and fossil fuel. More than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia, more than any other nation in the world, and now we're partnered with Venezuela. So the president is taking every action he can to lower prices. You mentioned, of course, unsanctioning oil that's at sea to get that into the market, continuing to push our own producers to drill and expand production as fast and as far as they can, providing regulatory relief, and you're going to see more and more in the days to come. Well, you asked earlier as well about the future of the regime, because I didn't want to leave that question hanging. The president's been clear on this point too, Jesse. The people of Iran have an opportunity, if they choose to take it, their last best chance to claim control of the future. But whatever choice they make, President Trump has been abundantly straightforward in saying the United States will pursue and achieve its military objective.
All right. Makes sense to me, Mr. Miller. Thank you as always. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Good, good. All right. Viagra drug found in wellness supplement prompts nationwide recall. What? What? New Mexico-based company is recalling one of its supplements after it was found to contain Viagra? Primal Herbs Volume. Promotes, it helps enhance arousal and overall wellness. Oh, you don't say. Along with increased circulation, reproductive health, and other aspects of men's health. Yeah. I wonder how common that really is in the supplement industry. It's, yes. Sketchy. Speaker Johnson reveals he's 100% convinced that Republicans will win the 2026 midterms and defy history. No joke. You got a lot of convincing to do. Let's hear it.
There are...
I mean, Democrats are obviously not in a good position either. But, like, there's a lot at play here. Let's hear what he's got to say.
237 days till the midterms, but who's counting? Typically, in an off year after a presidential election, especially if you win really big like we did last time, you face daunting odds.
Right.
The poll numbers seem to be getting worse. There seems to be a chasm between political reality on the economy, on foreign policy, and everything in between, and perception. Major chasm, widening chasm. How do we fix that in 237 days?
With a big dose of reality and with a clear message, and we're working on both of those things. The first ingredient is to have great candidates, and we recruited extraordinary people to go flip blue seats to red this cycle. And of course our incumbents and all those who've been part of the big successes of the last year and a half almost as we go into the election cycle are going to be out talking about their record of success. It truly is promises made and promises kept. I've made the case that the first year of the Trump administration was arguably the most productive and successful in at least the modern era. I think one of the top 5 in the history of Congress, and I'm a student of all this, because of all the substance and the big things that we passed and got it signed into law. Now, there is an incredible media bias, as you know, and the mainstream media, the legacy media, every day literally repeats almost verbatim the talking points of Chuck Schumer and the Democrats, as crazy as they are. And they try to censor and silence our viewpoint in various ways, as you know. And so we've got to break through that and get the reality to the people. So it will be a lot of direct candidate to constituent discussion. They're going to be doing the candidate forums and the town halls and all that to go out and share our message. We gathered here at this work session. This conference over the last couple of days was to talk about how to do that effectively. So look, I'm very bullish about the midterms. I'm absolutely convinced we are going to win the midterms and grow the majority. It will defy the historic trend. It's only twice in the last 90 years that a sitting president has picked up seats for his party in that first 2-year cycle. But I can give you a very boring 90-minute slideshow for all the reasons we're going to win. But it boils down to a record of success, great candidates. We have a fundraising advantage right now because the stakes are so high, Republicans over Democrats, first time in 10 years. Democrats are at historic lows in approval rating. They have no leadership, no message, no vision for where they're going. Their whole platform is they hate Donald Trump. Good luck with that. That's not exactly something to sell to constituents. And then we're going into a cycle where the President of the United States, the first midterm in history, where a second-term president who can't be on the ballot again, is running like he's on the ballot himself. It's going to make a big difference, big turnout difference for us.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And as the economy continues to improve, all of our policies go into effect, I think people are going to feel better about that.
Definitely been improving for me. I mean, compared to last couple years, for sure. Last few years.
They go to vote.
There are.
I guess last 2 years. Yeah, I was doing really well there. Like a couple of years ago, had best year ever. Like took in. I mean, obviously a lot of it got reinvested, but I took in damn near 6 figures in 1 year. I'd never done that before. I was quite proud of that. But then it just dropped off face of a cliff and went down to like literally zero, like nothing. Other than, random filming jobs here and there, sometimes none in a few months, no jobs at all. But the last 6 months have been noticeably better for me. It's just one person, but hopefully it starts being the case for everybody. Last month hasn't been so good up until finally this week. I got a couple jobs, the one I just did yesterday, and another one that I knocked out, small one, but social media stuff the other week, last week. It's not much. It's didn't total up to maybe like $1,000, but something. Let's see. Dana White just confirmed tickets for the UFC White House fight card are 100% free. We're ticketing 85,000 people and tickets are free. We'll announce how we're giving them away soon. Interesting. I want to go.
The way that
Sign me up.
the White House is laid out.
I want to see this fight, dude. It's going to be so cool.
You got the White House, you got the South Lawn.
It's going to be so cool.
There's a road, and then the ellipse is a park that's right there. We're going to be ticketing 85,000 people in the ellipse, and the tickets are free. And we'll announce how we're going to be giving them away soon. But you should plan on going to Washington, D.C. for this event. The way that the White House is laid out, you got the White House, you got the South Lawn, and then there's a road, and then the ellipse is a park that's right there. We're going to be ticketing 85,000 people in the ellipse, and the tickets are free. And we'll announce how we're going to be giving them away soon. But you should plan on going to Washington, D.C. for this event. The way that the White House is laid out.
Okay. All right. I'm adding some more noise removal for YouTube people. You guys gotta let me know how this is doing. So let me know if anything weird happens. This won't carry through to DLive and Rumble, so and Vaughn. It won't affect those at all. It's just YouTube only. So let me know if any weird issues pop up. Okay. Especially when we're playing videos. Iranian leader purchased luxury London homes with Israeli financing? Huh? Okay, who's this? Just the news. From Eric J. Lyman. Interesting. Mojtaba, huh? Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, purchased luxury homes in London, financed by around $48 million in loans, financed by an investment group owned by two Israeli brothers. That's beyond fascinating. Huh. Purchases took place in 2013 when Khamenei was still a behind-the-scenes figure, okay, supporting the leadership of his father. Post report is based on an investigation by the Shamrim Center for Media and Democracy in Israel and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. The research revealed that the loans worth £36 million UK, around 48 million US, were made by Topland, an investment group owned by Israeli brothers Sol and Eddie Zakai. Post reported that the homes are part of a $3 billion financial empire held by the younger Khamenei in the UK. $3 billion? Jeez. Good God. How is this even a thing? The United Arab Emirates so a bunch of countries within the EU and in Iran. Transaction took place while Israel prohibited direct financial ties with Iran. On the surface, anyway. The countries have had tense relations dating to Israel's founding. And that's all we get. That's weird, bro. That's freaking weird. How about that? Exposed Ilhan Omar's ties to sister's Minneapolis health clinic, Somali health company, an alleged brother husband. I mean, that's not really new. We've known about that for a while. But Tina Peters found not guilty after being attacked by inmate in prison. Jesus. God help that woman. Aw. Surveillance footage shows Peters assaulted in prison altercation. That's Tina, I guess. Look at this. What is this? Whoa. Psycho. So that's it. That's it. The psycho just like comes and yanks her out of there like a wacko. Jeez. Weird. So she says, I was found not guilty. Department of Corrections fairly considered the evidence and concluded that I defended myself. I'm thankful that the board carefully considered the evidence and was not swayed by media coverage. Good. Sick, she's got to tolerate that bullshit, though. Just, if it isn't enough already. Ukrainian President Zelensky and French President Macron in Paris. Oh, okay.
Accord de défense, et nous sommes présents pour.
Well, can't understand you. Go back to your country. Live, Secretary of War and CJCS Air Force General Dan Kane hold a press conference. Maybe come back to this. When was this? This morning? Yeah, 2 hours ago. Maybe Steph got highlights for us here, though. We'll see. We run out of material. We'll go back to it. Oh, no, we're not going to run. We only got, 15 minutes left, so we better get busting through this. We'll skip the boring stuff. Trump nominates state official to replace Kari Lake at VOA parent agency after a judge ruled Kari Lake was unlawfully running the agency as its acting CEO. Cuba recently held talks with the U.S. Interesting. Major update investigation of the deadly Indiana crash involving an illegal alien trucker who plowed his semi into a van, killing 4 Amish men. Oh my God. Disgusting. Coordinated chameleon care network where operators change their names and DOT numbers to hide from law enforcement. You've heard of this before. Swapping they're like using like magnetic things to like, just swap the numbers on the side of the truck. It's bullshit. It's insanity. Hundreds of TSA agents have quit as the partial government shutdown drags on. Oof. Hundreds of millions of dollars in Medicare fraud uncovered by Fox in California.
The administration's healthcare fraud microscope is focused on California tonight. Senior national correspondent William Lajeunesse tells us about one provider who does not even live in the state and is responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars in billing.
I'm looking for Dr. Faustina. This is his address of record with the medical board.
He doesn't work here.
He doesn't work here. He is your medical director, however. Isn't that correct?
No.
He's not. No. Since when?
I don't know.
In December, New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney asked the Trump administration to investigate healthcare fraud in L.A.
The money's being sucked out of the system by these fraudsters.
Specifically, she asked how a single physician living out of state helped providers bill taxpayers for $600 million. Somehow, you are responsible for 29,000 patients. And here's the billing information. That physician, 87-year-old Gilbert Faustina. These home health care agencies, but they're using your number.
I don't know them.
Faustina lives in Las Vegas, but we met him at this apartment in Los Angeles.
I'm not seeing anybody now. Last month, I saw about 10 or 15 charts when I would visit, but that's one day a week.
Yet records suggest he filed 76,000 claims.
I don't do the billing. I've never billed Medicare for any of these patients.
How many charts and so forth can you go through to approve their care?
Oh, 15 or 20.
But these documents suggest that you're seeing thousands of...
Well, the document is wrong.
Federal documents show 335 providers billed Medicare $600 million over 5 years using Faustina's physician number. Yet he claims only to have contracted with 3 companies in this building. At this address, I have millions of dollars of health care provided at this location at both Highlight and Aries. And on call, there's more than 900 patients, and $17 million has been billed out of this location.
It certainly sounds unseemly to me.
Dr. Ira Byock is a national expert.
They're all serving a few patients, which keeps them at a level under the radar. This isn't a mistake. This is a strategy.
Records also link Faustina to 18 hospice providers.
I am not associated with any hospice.
And 3,000 claims.
I'm not associated with the claim at all. I've never seen the claim.
So what's going on? Hospice in 204. We visited several hospices billing under Faustina's Medicare number. Many look more like mail drops than medical offices.
Wow.
My name's William Lajeunesse, and I'm with Fox News. We also spoke to one company that provides doctors and nurses to home health care agencies.
He used to be employed with us as one of our supervising doctors.
Days after receiving the Tenney letter, Medicare ended Faustina's ability to seek reimbursement, and this company cut ties.
We are not sure what happened as well.
You're not sure?
Clueless what happened.
If there is fraud, Faustina says he's not getting a cut. So you think somebody's probably committing fraud on your behalf?
Absolutely. Not on my behalf, on their behalf.
Neither Dr. Faustina nor any of the providers associated with using his Medicare number have been accused of unethical or illegal conduct. However, the U.S. Attorney is investigating home health and hospice in L.A. Brett?
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Got my tea. Oh yeah, that's good. All right. More on the Mujtaba money.
The new supreme leader of Iran has amassed a secret fortune through a global investment portfolio despite Western sanctions. The 56-year-old cleric succeeded his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed in the opening salvos of US and Israeli strikes on Iran on February the 28th. And both at home and abroad, the younger Khamenei has stayed out of the spotlight. But a year-long Bloomberg investigation has found that he's overseen a wealth of investment deals, some stretching back to 2011, hidden by layers of shell companies. That includes prime real estate in some of London's most desirable neighbourhoods, worth in excess of $138 million. It also includes a villa in an area dubbed the Beverly Hills of Dubai, and upscale hotels in cities stretching from Germany's financial capital Frankfurt through to Mallorca. People familiar with those deals say that the funds are coming from Iranian oil sales. Khamenei, who was sanctioned by the US in 2019, isn't directly named in the documents. Instead, many appear under the name of the Iranian businessman Ali Ansari, a man sanctioned by the UK in October and who is closely linked to the regime's upper echelons. Ansari strongly denied having a personal or a professional relationship with a new supreme leader, according to a statement put out through his lawyer in January. He's also suggested he will challenge the UK measures. And Mojtaba Khamenei has never responded to Bloomberg requests for comments about his property business.
Whitmer in the BlackRock event. Okay. Here, moderator of Whitmer's chat with BlackRock divulges related company CEO Jeff Blau is working out a big data center project with you, Whitmer, in Saline Township. Salty. At the end of her answer, she changes we to Jeff. Jocelyn Benson's husband is the vice president of the company? What the What? How is that even happening? How is there not, like, just complete outrage at this? That is just blatant
I ran into
pay for play bullshit. Just sliding gigantic deals to her cronies. Like, what the fuck? Jocelyn Benson is she's Secretary of State. Yeah, Secretary of State of Michigan. And her husband is vice president of this company. It's going to get this massive data center deal and God knows what else. Wow. Meet Brett Taylor, current chairman of the board of OpenAI. He was chairman of Twitter when they censored and deplatformed President Trump. Oh, look at that. Post from 2016. Twitter board members gave tens of thousands of dollars to Democratic candidates. Oh, yeah. Current chairman of the board of OpenAI. Ugh. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent abruptly pulled from a live interview after being told the president wants you right away. Oh, I wonder if this was the same thing that happened with me in the interview and Todd Lyons.
I listened to you on the.
The president wants you. Sorry, the president wants you right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem at all.
Wow.
See you shortly, Mr. Secretary.
When was this?
Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure, a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room. How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits.
Okay, Situation. This is probably more to do with what the president announced last night regarding the leadership of Iran. Like we're going to see something happen today.
Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule, and I have to tell you, Wolf, that I've a teenager who's considering military service. And I could give this team my highest compliment, from President Trump to the head of the Joint Chiefs to the Secretary of War. I would say that I would trust my child's life in their hands.
Yeah. It's so interesting. Yeah, it was really unusual, like having what happened with Lyons been pulled out like that from a phone call. Oh, just generally speaking, by the way, I meant to mention like what he was like. Like he's a nice guy. He's a really cool guy, and exactly the kind of person you would want at the helm of ICE. He's been with ICE for like 20, I think it was over 20 years. Worked from lower levels on up. He's a nice guy, a nice guy and a nice guy. And he is like just like you and me. That was the vibe that I got from him. He clearly cared deeply about what he does, and about the American people. That came through very clearly in the hour that I spent with him. He's like, I'm telling you, like same as a lot of these guys are. It's been my experience with other people in similar positions to his, which is a good sign. They're bringing good people aboard. In some cases, not so much. Of course, there have been mistakes, but the ones that I've personally had experience with, I've come away reassured. Like he cares about, like he was one of the things he mentioned was like hoping that the president would watch the interview we were doing. Like was excited about, hoping the old man would, as he put it, would watch the interview. He's a nice dude. He's very cool. And whenever it comes out, I'll definitely let you guys know. I don't know what kind of time frame it is, but I think it is actually like close to done. I think this was a reshoot. So I think it's probably, the project's probably largely done, and they needed to refilm this interview for whatever reason, and I think it was like he was wearing the wrong clothes or something. So hopefully it should be out soon. I think it's part of a series, actually, ongoing series. So, Harmy Dillon here.
Some resistance from these states, and obviously 29 states do include red states. I was surprised to see a state like Utah, for example, on that list of states that is not complying here. What is the reasoning from?
Well, it's kind of longer. We'll skip ahead and see if there's any pressing news here. Zoran Mamdani. Blah blah Muslim New York City blah blah. Justice Department official says she personally observed incompetence in the Maricopa County elections. Oh, interesting. Senior U.S. Justice Department official leading a campaign to force states to clean up their voter rolls said she personally witnessed either incompetence at best or malfeasance at worst in Maricopa County during past elections where she served as an election lawyer. Ooh. Not the first time we've heard that about Maricopa. It's a shithole when it comes to this. Elections and whatnot. Okay.
Is wounded.
Oh, here. So, sounds like the rumors may be true here. Saying we know that the new so-called Supreme Leader, Mojtaba, is wounded and likely disfigured.
We know the new so-called not-so-Supreme Leader is wounded and likely disfigured. He put out a statement yesterday, a weak one, actually, but there was no voice and there was no video. It was a written statement. He called for unity. Apparently killing tens of thousands of protesters is his kind of unity. Iran has plenty of cameras and plenty of voice recorders. Why a written statement? I think you know why. His father, dead. He's scared, he's injured, he's on the run, and he lacks legitimacy. It's a mess for them. Who's in charge? Iran may not even know. We know the new so-called not-so-Supreme Leader is wounded.
Okay. Anything else last minute here? Except the response to Tucker Carlson. Carlson called the war disgusting and evil, then said of unconditional surrender, which the president has called for, means foreign troops get to rape your wives and daughters. Oh, come on, Tucker. Like, get real, man. It's a bit much. We aren't escorting ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Why? A reporter asks. Hegseth says we plan for it. We recognize it. Interagency Strait of Hormuz is something we've paid attention to from the beginning. American people can rest assured we'll ensure that our interests are advanced. Yeah, it's some work to do, I guess. I don't know. Trump says Iran's new Supreme Leader, Mujtaba, is alive but damaged.
I think he probably is. I think he's damaged. But I think he's probably alive in some form, yeah.
And so,
some form.
Once you have that information, if that is indeed what is the case in Iran.
Weird. Urgent search underway for retired Major General William McCasland, who once held some of the most sensitive positions in the U.S. Air Force. Oh yeah, I remember reading about this the other day. Authorities say he disappeared from his New Mexico home on February 27th.
Wife returned from
So former Major General William McCaslin held some of the most sensitive positions in the Air Force, and authorities say 2 weeks ago he left his New Mexico home and he hasn't been seen since. What we're told by police is that his wife returned from a short appointment. She came home and found he was gone, but his phone, his prescription glasses, his wearable devices were all left behind, though his wallet, his hiking boots, and a revolver were all missing. Now search teams have been pouring over the trail.
Sounds like a suicide, possibly, but
where he often hikes, trying to locate him. Major General McCaslin at one point commanded the Air Force Research Laboratory. He oversaw cutting-edge technology, and actually, after he retired in 2013, he worked briefly as an unpaid consultant for a group that was researching UFOs.
Oh boy.
Now, we should note on social media, his wife says she highly doubts that his military...
Weird. All right, well, we made a valiant effort. We tried. We got through a decent bit, but so it goes. We're already a few minutes over here, and I think Sandra's here. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Listen, I didn't want to be rude because you were like having to do something on Wednesday, and I was like, I don't want to mess up the groove.
What's that?
What was happening? When you had to switch over, because I was like real quick leaving.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah.
Good.
How about you?
Happy Friday.
Yeah, back at you. Indeed.
All right.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. What's
Yeah,
going
I'll let you get to it.
Liberty.
Have a good show.
Thank you.
Yeah, see ya.
He's drinking coffee. Does everybody have their coffee?
All right, YouTube. I guess that's it for me. I suppose. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. I always have fun. I guess I don't really have anything else. I'm gonna go get to work and get coding, doing some more work on that. So, I will catch you guys tomorrow afternoon. Bye bye.